Hi, guys. I'm going to read aloud another story from the Bible for you guys today. So, this also comes from Genesis. So, I think most of us are going to know this story. So, I want you to think about, while I'm reading, I want you to think about how often do you listen to your parents or other adults? How often are you obedient or do you obey? So, let's listen to this story. Adam and Eve disobey God. Now, let's talk about what the word disobey means. If the word obey means to listen and to follow, disobey means the opposite of that. So, disobey means to not follow or not to listen. Now, now the serpent was more crafty than any of the wild animals the Lord God had made. He said to the woman, "Did God really say you must not eat from any of the trees in the garden?" The woman said to the serpent, "We may eat fruit from the trees in the garden, but God did say, 'You must not eat fruit from the tree that is in the middle of the garden, and you must not touch it, or you will die.'" "You surely will not die," the serpent said to the woman, "for God knows that when you eat of it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil." When the woman saw that the fruit of the tree was good for food and pleasing to the eye, and also desirable for gaining wisdom, she took some and ate it. She also gave some to her husband who was with her and ate it. Then the eyes of both of them were opened, and they realized that they were naked. So they sewed fig leaves together and made coverings for themselves. So they realized that they didn't have any clothes on. How do we feel when we don't have any clothes on if someone made us go in front of other people? We would be really, really embarrassed. So before this, they weren't embarrassed. Nothing embarrassed them. They were just happy and carefree, and now they're embarrassed. So something has changed. Then the man and his wife heard the sound of the Lord God as he was walking in the garden in the cool of the day. And they hid from the Lord God among the trees of the garden. But the Lord God called to the man, "Where are you?" He answered, "I heard you in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, so I hid." So now they're running away from God. If God is all good and all loving, do you think it's good to run away from him? I don't think so. And he said, "Who told you that you were naked? Have you eaten from the tree that I commanded you not to eat from?" The man said, "The woman you put here with me, she gave me some fruit from the tree, and I ate it." Then the Lord God said to the woman, "What is this you have done?" The woman said, "The serpent deceived me, and I ate." So the Lord God said to the serpent, "Because you have done this, cursed are you above all the livestock and all the wild animals. You will crawl on your belly, and you will eat dust all the days of your life." And the Lord God said, so this is what he's going to say to Adam and Eve, the man and the woman. And the Lord God said, "The man has now become like one of us, knowing good and evil. He must not be allowed to reach out his hand and take also from the tree of life and eat and live forever." So the Lord God banished him from the Garden of Eden to work the grounds from which he had been taken. So they went from living a life of happiness and carefree to now they have to tend and work for themselves. So this is the story that a lot of times people call the story the story of the fall. Not like they're falling over, but the fall like a bad decision. Sometimes people say when you make a bad choice, you fell, and then you have to get back up again. So hopefully Adam and Eve will get back up again and hopefully try to live a life more pleasing to God. So I hope you enjoyed this Bible story. The next story is actually a really good one. It's about Adam and Eve's kids. They had two sons, and their names are Cain and Abel. So I will read that story to you next.